Buddy, what's up? It's Luke Doris. Hey, we've got the storm still looking to be on the way for us for early next week. So I'm off today, but I wanted to give you an update, some things that we're looking at still as this gets a little bit closer. So it's looking at this point more and more like it's going to happen. So we're getting more and more confident, not completely locked in, but we're getting closer to being that way, to feeling that way. And get ready. It's looking like it could be a big storm. So let's check it out. First off, there's my dog. That's Sammy. What's up, Sammy? Yeah, he's a forecasting dog. All right, so here's the storm. This is a look at some of our satellite imagery, and right through here is where the storm is currently. So this is hanging out just off the coast of California, which is important because now we are sending up our weather balloons, and they're able to get a sample of what the atmosphere is looking like with this storm. So once this happens, it's really good for confidence. It starts to when the storms are still out here, all that we have are really ships and buoys and things like that. We just don't get a good idea of what the storms are going to do. Once they get on coast, though, we start to get a better picture. So here's what we're looking at. This is at about 18,000 feet. There's the storm. You can see the upper level look of it, and I just want to show you this to watch how it tracks on through. Still pretty much on track time-wise. And there's the big circle that you see. That's the closed off part of the storm system. So by Tuesday morning, that's at 6 o'clock in the morning, it moves right on through. We'll get some more ahead of it, but that's probably about the strongest that it's going to be for us, is about Tuesday at 6 o'clock in the morning. So this is what we're looking at with the surface feature. This is our surface low. And then these right here are pressure lines. How tight these are means higher winds. And what we're looking at is, one, the track. We've talked a lot about that. Is the track remaining the same? Is it consistent? And also where the precipitation falls. So right now you can see with this one particular model, it's just in eastern parts of Kansas. Let's take a look at another one. Pretty similar, eastern Kansas. That's the latest. Let's look at the one before that. We want to see consistency, very consistent. Eastern parts of Kansas with that computer model. Here's another one, and it's also a little bit further north, but still in eastern Kansas. That's the old one, new one, old one, new one. Very consistent. So that looks good, and that means our confidence goes up. So what about snow? Well, the heavy bands right through southeast Nebraska, central Nebraska, on into the western half of Iowa. Don't pay attention to numbers quite yet. I'll get to that in just a second. We are going to talk about numbers. Here's a different computer model, and it's very similar looking. The track is very similar amongst the two. Old, new, old, new. Both say heavy snow across basically all of the Channel 8 coverage area. And along with that, again, the winds. And we'll talk about that in a second. So here's a third one. And what it says, old, new, old, new. Very consistent. Southeast Nebraska, central Nebraska sees heavy snowfall. And we talked about this if you watch one of the videos from last week. We look at something called the ensemble members, and it's very important that you look at these and you want agreement amongst them. This right here is the average, and it agrees, yes, southeast Nebraska, right in the heart of this system. So another important thing, as is this, you want the green and the blue to line up. This is 52 computer members, which each have little tweaks averaged out, and it matches some of the other things that we see for snowfall. Both of them say a lot. So with all of that, what are we talking about? Well, somewhere in the range of minimum 6 inches, maximum 12, maybe more inches in some spots locally. So 6 to 12, it's a big range. And it doesn't matter if you get 6 or 12. Each of them are going to be crippling because you're going to have not only the heavy snow, but the very high winds, poor visibility. Travel's looking very, very bad with it as well. Here's another round of possible snow accumulations. This is specifically for Lincoln. And on the low end, it's at about 2.5 inches. At the high inches, 17.5. So there is a massive range here. But what this is useful for is looking at, again, at the averages right at 7.5 inches. So confidence is pretty high at this point that we're going to be seeing at least 6 inches, more likely heavier snow. Probably 8 inches plus is a good shot right now for the Lincoln area and surrounding areas. One thing I do want to say is look at this and check out the sharp cutoff across southeast Nebraska. We do see some indications that even down by Beatrice, significantly less snowfall. This is where it's going to be more rain than snow. If that were to happen, if this were to take a little bit further trip off to the north, then that would mean a sharp cutoff. And we're close in Lincoln to this one guidance. Now, not all of them look like this, but this one does. So keep tuned. Don't shut out the forecast just yet, because we got to see if that thing could take a jog off to the north. But otherwise, it looks pretty locked in. This is about a 250-mile wide band of 8-inch plus snowfall. So kind of wrap it up here just a second. Here is a look at the watches and warnings. The green is a blizzard warning, or excuse me, the red is a blizzard warning. The green is a blizzard watch. May get upgraded to a blizzard warning, so that includes Lincoln. All through here, 40-mile-per-hour gusts, poor visibility, and heavy snowfall. And one more thing is pretty high likelihood of 8 inches or more right through our area. And there's our watches. The gusts are going to be a big factor, so roads may look like that. So, pretty confident. Don't stop watching the forecast just yet. This does still have time to adjust, but certainly now's the time to prepare for what's going to be happening for early next week. So, hope that this finds you well, and good luck for early next week. I'll post another update tomorrow.